This is News 3 Now at 5.
Thanks for staying with us. Vaccination efforts are continuing in Wisconsin. Within the last 24 hours, over 31,000 Wisconsinites received a vaccine. Over 2.5 million have now received at least one dose. And just over 44% of the state's population, about 36% of Wisconsinites have completed their vaccine series. And when you look at Dane County, nearly 48% of residents are now fully vaccinated. But these numbers are short of what's needed to reach herd immunity, which is between 60 and 90%. Now, the idea of reaching herd immunity, it has changed since the beginning of the pandemic. The doctors say they're still hopeful we'll get close, but what happens if we never get to that point? Jamie Perez joins us now with what doctors are saying. Jamie?
Right, well, people are still getting vaccinated every day, but health officials are hoping that more and more people continue that so that we can get closer to going back to normal. And they're expecting some news next week that could help us get to that goal.
After a year of sharing tragic numbers,
548,155 doses have been administered to Dane County residents. As I said earlier, 60.5% of our county has received at least one dose, and 46.5% of Dane County residents are now fully vaccinated.
Public Health Director Janelle Heinrich was enthusiastic about those numbers, but she's still hoping more people continue to get vaccinated.
The goal of all of this is to protect the most vulnerable populations.
UW Health's Dr. Bill Hartman said if we never reach herd immunity, anywhere from 70 to 85%, that will be the most important factor.
Make sure that people with comorbidities under the age of 60 obviously get vaccinated as well.
But both are encouraged that next week the FDA will authorize emergency use of the Pfizer vaccine to be given to kids aged 12 to 16.
This means 25,000 to 30,000 more people in our county will become eligible for vaccination, and it will help us get closer to herd immunity.
Heinrich and Hartman are hopeful that if that happens, most parents will be on board with getting their kids vaccinated as soon as possible.
Vaccinating by protecting those kids, we're going to be protecting society as a whole.
For any parents who aren't sure if they should get their kids vaccinated, Hartman encourages you to ask your child's doctor any questions you may have to help put you at ease, getting us that much closer to the possibility of herd immunity.
There's always going to be a degree of hesitancy, but it is going to be incumbent on everybody to do their part as much as they can. Realize that these are safe, effective vaccines that I give to my children, and hopefully they will give to their children as well.
Now, just to give you some perspective as to where we're at on our vaccination rates, 93.4% of our 65 and older population has already had one dose, and 88.8% are fully vaccinated. And we are making progress on our 16 to 17-year-old age group as well, with almost 60% having at least one dose.
All right, Jamie, thank you. Right now, 30.6% of Americans are fully vaccinated. That's according to Johns Hopkins University. A forecast model predicts 185 million Americans will be vaccinated against COVID-19 by September. It's from the National Institute of Health Metrics and Evaluations at the University of Washington. The model indicates more than 70% of Americans will have at least one shot by the end of May, and 65% will be fully vaccinated by mid-June. The Institute says daily deaths will decline, but vaccine hesitancy could lead to a winter surge. Pfizer has become the first pharmaceutical company to ask the Food and Drug Administration for full approval of its COVID vaccine. Like Moderna and Johnson & Johnson vaccines, Pfizer's COVID shot is currently being administered under emergency use authorization. The company says it has already distributed 170 million doses of its vaccine. Pfizer and BioNTech have asked the FDA for priority review. That process still takes 6 months after the agency receives all preclinical and clinical trial data. At the same time, Pfizer is also applying to extend its emergency use to include children ages 12 to 15. If the FDA approves that request, it would become the first vaccine available to people in that age bracket.
Well, a cool start to the weekend. We're only going to get colder overnight. Let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecast. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti on the weather patio. Gary, chilly out there.
It is, and once the clouds go away tonight, Eric, those temperatures will really drop. As we take a look at visible cloud track, you can see we've had some clouds pop up this afternoon. There have even been a few showers showers over far eastern Wisconsin, but out to the west, those skies are clearing. On Doppler track, what showers there are have been pretty much confined to far eastern Wisconsin and will not affect most of us. Otherwise, low temperatures this morning, because we had some cloud cover, started out in the upper 30s to the lower 40s. Temperatures right now, though, are only in the lower 50s, a few places already in the upper 40s to the north. And as those skies clear out tonight, temperatures will drop to around freezing in Madison. A frost advisory is in effect for all of southern Wisconsin, from the Dells southward north of the Dells into central Wisconsin. A freeze warning in effect overnight. Look for temperatures to drop to around 32 here in Madison, but our northern viewers may get into the upper 20s. High temperatures tomorrow in the middle 50s with sunshine for much of the day, but clouds moving in late in the afternoon. Could be a couple of showers south of Madison tomorrow night and Sunday, but we'll see a warm up later next week. I'll have more details and weather in just a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. New information on that dramatic video of a canine taking down an armed man. Madison police say the suspect wanted to be shot by police. They say he'd been involved in a domestic incident on the city's north side yesterday morning. Officers later found his car set up multiple spike strips in the area. Police say all 4 tires on the man's vehicle were popped, leading him to getting out of that vehicle while facing officers, pointing a weapon at himself. Officers say the man tried to pull the trigger, but the gun didn't go off. The man eventually threw the gun into the median of the road before officers sent a canine after him. He was tased, arrested. Officers say the man didn't suffer any serious injuries and was cleared at a hospital before being booked into jail. That man faces possible charges, including attempted first-degree intentional homicide.
Today at the Capitol, the 31st annual Wisconsin Law Enforcement Ceremony paid tribute to those lost in the line of duty.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars.
6 more names are now added to the memorial, including Dane County Sheriff's Deputy Richard Treadwell, who contracted COVID-19 while on duty and died last August. Milwaukee's former police chief spoke about the challenges police officers are facing in today's climate.
In 2020, during the height of the COVID outbreak and repeated national blasting of the law enforcement profession, you reported for duty. The honorable thing to do, the right thing to do. That is amazing. You do it because it's your calling.
Last year's ceremony was canceled due to COVID-19, so line of duty deaths from 2019 were also part of the honor roll. Milwaukee police officer Matthew Rittner, who was shot by a suspect while conducting a search warrant, and Racine police officer John Hetland, who took action and intervened in an armed robbery while he was off duty, were also honored. Governor Evers also ordered that flags be lowered to half-staff next Saturday to show respects for peace officers who have lost their lives in the line of duty.
Dane County Sheriff Dave Mahoney spent much of his career pushing for better treatment for those battling addiction and mental health issues. Now he is passing that mission on to someone else.
Mahoney officially retires today after 41 years in law enforcement. Brady Mallory shows us his last message to his colleagues is hope for the future. Brady?
Well, Mahoney climbed the ranks as a detective specializing in areas of domestic violence, narcotics, and homicide, eventually becoming sheriff. Today, his colleagues threw him a going-away party. Calvin Barrett will take over as sheriff on Monday. You could hear the emotion in Mahoney's voice as he said goodbye. After an incredibly difficult time for policing in America, he says law enforcement will have to embrace change.
But it's also an exciting time. It's an opportunity under Calvin Barrett's leadership to address some of the reforms necessary in this profession.
Mahoney says he'll miss the people the most. He'll move into a new role as Director of Strategy and Support within the Protective Services Division at American Family Insurance.
Quite a year, quite a career. Brady, thank you. Well, he has quickly become the central figure on the Wisconsin Supreme Court. We're talking about Justice Brian Hagedorn, backed by conservatives, often a swing vote, though, for both sides on the bench, and a crucial part of majority decisions. We spoke with him exclusively this week. Justice Hagedorn has been the key vote on a number of headline-grabbing decisions since last spring when the court's makeup became less conservative. He sided with liberals on the general election lawsuits, but more recently sided with conservatives in ruling on the governor's emergency powers.
I wasn't thinking at all about whether we ought to have a face mask order, whether it's good or bad, or whether I liked it or didn't like it. I was looking at the governor's emergency powers under the statute and how those read.
Well, coming up tonight at 6, and on Sunday's edition of For the Record, investigative reporter Naomi Coles sits down with Justice Hagedorn to discuss a chaotic year on the Wisconsin Supreme Court and the judicial philosophy that drives his decisions.
An expansion project in Dane County is aiming to provide more services to children, families, and young adults. Rise's renovated building will feature a community space and a kitchen that'll help teach cooking skills to at-risk adolescents and young adults, and could be used to prepare food for their groups and small fundraisers. Organizers say the expansion of the building will allow them to serve more people.
It will take our ability to serve communities even further by allowing Rise to consolidate its operations and staff in one central location to be more accessible, welcoming, and responsive to those that we serve and to the needs of the community.
Rise offers community-based, strength-driven services to more than 3,000 children and families.
Most teens ask for presents for their birthday, but a Middleton sophomore is looking for donations to raise money for childhood cancer.
It spreads awareness and shows that people do understand that childhood cancer is a thing and that we are here to support them.
For the past 6 years, Divya Goyle has been raising money in various ways for the UW Kids Cancer Fund. This year, selling T-shirts that she designed. The money from the T-shirt sales will go toward children and teens with cancer. If you'd like to purchase a shirt, you can head to our website, channel3000.com. A Wisconsin doctor's love of gymnastics is helping her better connect with patients. Melissa Barron got involved in the sport when she was just 3 years old. She coached in high school and joined UW's club team while in med school. But the sport also taught her compassion.
So the first time I experienced the headaches was in gymnastics. I noticed every time I did a handstand, I got a headache. And that's when I first started realizing that something was wrong. I think I was surprised by how scary it was to be a patient.
We'll learn more about her story. Melissa was one of the dozens of people to graduate from the UW School of Medicine and Public Health. We caught up with her after that ceremony, and we'll share the special connection she has with the team that performed a surgery for her condition. That's tonight at 6.
A Verona teacher is a finalist for Wisconsin's Teacher of the Year. Cabby Hong is one of 4 finalists for the award. Hong is a 9th grade English and AP Language and Composition teacher. She's been teaching in the Verona High School District for 17 years. Hong also received the 2021 Herb Cole Fellowship Award in February.
Still to come, another trial scheduled for former Minneapolis officer Derek Chauvin. This time it is for federal charges. He's not the only former officer being charged. We'll have the latest on the federal indictment ahead at 5. And a big downtown Madison event. It could return this fall. I'll tell you when Art Fair on the Square could happen. That's tonight, next hour. News 3 now at 6. And a strong day for stocks to close the week. The Dow adds more than 229 points. The Nasdaq jumps 119. The S&P gains 31. We'll be right back.
Tonight on CBS, it's a full night of action and drama, starting with MacGyver at 7. Then it's Magnum P.I. at 8, followed by Blue Bloods at 9. Then get a complete wrap-up of the day's news on News 3 Now at 10.
Get more enjoyment from your outdoor space with patio enclosures. Right now, get up to $6,500 off your sunroom. Plus, no interest if paid in full in 24 months. Call today. Patio enclosures.
Turn your house into your dream home with a new Champion sunroom. Champion sunrooms are custom built to fit your lifestyle. We help you choose the best design options for your home, manufacture our products right here in the USA, and our install team manages your project every step of the way, all backed by our Champion guarantee. Right now, save 25% on a new sunroom your family can enjoy all year long. Call now or visit championsunrooms.com to see which sunroom is right for you.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection, a name you can trust when service is a must.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection is here 24 hours a day.
7 days a week for all your residential and commercial plumbing services.
From installation, repairs, and maintenance to complete sewer and drain cleaning, we've got you covered.
Visit MononaPFP.com.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection, a name you can trust when service is a must.
Big news for heartburn sufferers. Introducing Zantac 360 Degrees with a new formula that has the #1 doctor-recommended medicine approved to both prevent and relieve heartburn. It works in as little as 15 minutes and lasts. New Zantac 360.
Is your credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family. Do good things in the community. Help out your neighbors. You've been there for so many others. Now, we're here for you. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
Get more enjoyment from your outdoor space with patio enclosures. Right now, get up to $6,500 off your sunroom. Plus, no interest if paid in full in 24 months. Call today. Patio Enclosures.
Tonight at 6, fallen law enforcement are being honored at a ceremony today, including a Dane County deputy who died from COVID. And Sheriff Dave Mahoney officially retires today after decades of service.
May 10th at 10 a.m. Please join us for a moment of silence.
To recognize healthcare workers, first responders,
and others supporting us throughout the COVID crisis.
And to honor those we've lost. We will never forget.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Well, four former Minneapolis police officers involved in the arrest and death of George Floyd will now face federal charges. Former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin has now been indicted by a federal grand jury just weeks after being convicted on state charges for the murder of George Floyd. The 3-count federal indictment accuses Chauvin and 3 other former officers, Thomas Lane, Jay King, and Tu Tao, of violating Floyd's civil rights. Counts 1 against Chauvin used unreasonable force. This means Chauvin now faces another trial, this time federal, with a new jury.
It alleges that the officers violated George Floyd's civil rights, meaning that they interfered with his constitutional rights. Here, the right to be free from an unreasonable seizure, which also involves the right to be free from an unreasonable use of force.
Tao and King were charged in connection with failing to intervene to stop Chauvin while he knelt on Floyd's neck. All 4 also face charges for failure to provide Floyd with medical care. Chauvin is also facing a second federal indictment, this one for an incident in September of 2017. He's accused of holding his knee on the neck and back of a handcuffed 14-year-old for 17 minutes.
U.S. economy still struggling as it has more than 8 million fewer jobs now than it did at the start of the pandemic. Labor Department reported 266,000 new jobs last month. That's far below the 1 million jobs that some economists expected, and the unemployment rate still above 6%. One of the biggest drags on economic growth right now appears to be the extended unemployment benefits passed during the pandemic, which some believe is providing an incentive for workers to stay home.
It's clear that there are people who are not ready and able to go back into the labor force. The pandemic and the health consequences, I think, remains a factor for many.
Now, the White House says it doesn't see evidence that unemployment benefits are keeping people from looking for work. The hospitality industry showed the biggest gains in the April report, but demand for employees still outpaces supply.
The White House Rose Garden is in spring mode. First Lady Jill Biden tweeted a photo of the rose bushes beginning to blossom. There's been much controversy over the iconic garden since former First Lady Melania Trump refused to refurbish it last year, that is. It was originally designed by then First Lady Jackie Kennedy. An online petition is asking Biden to restore the garden to pre-Trump aesthetics. It has tens of thousands of signatures.
Well, your flowers may be looking for a place to hide this weekend. Your certified most accurate forecast, here's Gary.
Cover them up tonight. That's probably the best advice, especially if you just planted them or if they're really prone to a hard frost or freeze tonight, because that may be a possibility. High-resolution Doppler radar, most of southern Wisconsin precipitation-free. There have been a few light sprinkles, mainly over far eastern Wisconsin. Those are heading out toward Lake Michigan and probably will not affect the southern part of the state. We do have an alert day in the forecast for tomorrow morning for widespread frost across just about all of southern Wisconsin and areas well north of Madison, probably from about the Dells northward. Might be into a hard freeze situation where low temperatures drop into the upper 20s. Again, the frost freeze potential pretty high for tonight with low temperatures right around freezing here in Madison and areas to the north in the upper 20s. That would put us in the hard freeze territory. Tomorrow night, cloud cover will keep temperatures in the upper 30s to lower 40s, but we're still looking for low temperatures in the middle 30s for Sunday night and Monday night, and that means the potential for some frost there. A little more iffy. A lot of it will depend on cloud cover and whether or not the winds can switch to the south, especially for Monday night. That might warm us up a little bit more than what we have in the forecast. But three things you need to know. The cool weather will continue this weekend and for early parts of next week. Frost is a possibility again for Sunday night and Monday night, but mild weather still on the way for the end of next week. It backed off in the high temperature a bit for Friday, keeping us in the upper 60s, but we're still looking at 70s for next weekend with a few shower and thunderstorm chances. Freeze warnings in effect, like I say, from about the Dells northward through much of northeastern Wisconsin. Frost advisories over parts of eastern Minnesota, western Wisconsin, northeastern Iowa, southern Wisconsin, and northern Illinois, including much of the Chicago area. Low temperatures last night were cold enough for frost and even some sub-freezing temperatures over far northwestern Wisconsin. Southern parts of the state had cloud cover, and that kept temperatures in the upper 20s to the upper 30s to lower 40s. But the cloud cover that we have right now is going to start clearing out with time. Upper level winds still from the northwest to the west. The next weather system digging into the western part of the country. One piece of energy heading up into Canada. The other part will start moving eastward. You can see the showers and thunderstorms breaking out over parts of New Mexico and Texas. That will take a more southerly path, and that'll be the system that'll pass to our south tomorrow, bringing us some clouds by tomorrow night and Sunday, but the shower chances will be highest to our south. Weak cold front has moved through, just kind of reinforcing the cold air here. As we zoom into our part of the Midwest, again, those clouds starting to break up out to the west. You can tell that because temperatures are actually a little warmer out there because of the sunshine, but just the opposite thing will happen tonight. As those skies clear out, those temperatures will nosedive, and you can see how those skies should clear out for much of tonight and then into tomorrow morning before clouds start to move in from the west. The next weather system bringing showers mainly to the south of Madison from Saturday night into Mother's Day Monday, or Mother's Day Sunday. So again, freeze warning north of the Dells, frost advisory the rest of southern Wisconsin from midnight through early tomorrow morning. Look for a high tomorrow of about 56 degrees with clouds moving in late in the afternoon. Shower chance Saturday night into Sunday, mainly south of Madison. Then we'll see a slow warm up in temperatures starting out in the mid 50s on Monday, but by the end of the week we're in the upper 60s to around 70. Could be a shower or thunderstorm chance in there. The better chances though toward the end of next weekend and into the start of the following week. As we check out first warning traffic, it's a Friday. You got construction going on in the Beltline, so the eastbound Beltline not as bad as it looked about 20 minutes ago, but still some delays in the eastbound direction, a few delays in the westbound direction as well. So travel times a little bit elevated, at least on the eastbound Beltline. 18 minutes from University Avenue to the interstate, 15 minutes going back on the westbound Beltline. Heading out of Madison, 25 minutes from the Beltline to Janesville on I-3990. From Middleton to Sauk City on US 12 is a 16-minute commute, and from downtown to Sun Prairie on East Washington Avenue and US 151, it'll be 17 minutes. That's your news for now. First warning traffic.
Gary, thank you. The Badger volleyball team looking for some revenge after that Final Four loss. Another key member coming back for an extra season. We'll tell you who it is next at 5.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
At Star N Bank, we think having choices is important, so you can choose the products that are right for your life. What are you waiting for? Explore the possibilities today at starnbank.com.
You'll hear things like, you're gonna need to see a specialist.
That what you have is serious, like really serious.
And then you meet them, your medical team.
With research and clinical trials and new treatments.
With better procedures that lead to better results. Then it hits you, you're gonna be okay.
UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
Patio doors. Patio doors. Scott the window guy can do patio doors. Scott the window guy can do patio doors.
We do patio doors at scottthewindowguy.com.
Right now, get $500 off stressless signature base recliners or recliners with classic power, and $200 off new motorized stressless Max and Mike recliners, the latest great innovation from Stressless. Plus, get $200 off each stressless Mary and Emily sofa seat. Celebrate 50 years of stressless comfort and save at the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
Allergy sufferers. Bedtime means it's time to take Zysol. Zysol relieves allergies while you sleep, so you wake refreshed. And in a clinical study, after just 1 day, 90% felt powerful 24-hour relief. So, be wise all. Take Zysol at night.
Looking for a health plan that gives you more? iCare members receive up to $1,200 per year in over-the-counter benefits to buy thousands of products, in-store or delivered right to your door for free. Rest easy. iCare is looking out for you and your health.
A nursing home promises to care for our parents as cherished loved ones. But if your parents have been injured in a nursing home, we can help. Habish, Habish, and Rotier. We fight for what's right.
For those who rolled up their sleeves and built the perfect yard this spring, it's time to head back to Blaine's Farm and Fleet for great deals on everything you need to keep your lawn looking sharp for summer. Like Scott's Turf Builder Weed and Feed, $46.99. GrubX Season-Long Grub Killer, $24.99. Blaine's Rewards members get a $15 gift card with every $75 Scott's purchase. And Rewards members also get a $5 gift card with every $30 spent on Miracle-Gro products.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Today's the day to go farther with a partner that provides you innovative solutions for your own personal financial future. Explore the possibilities today at StarionBank.com.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Another key player on the Badger Volleyball Final Four team's coming back for another season. Grace Loberg announced on Instagram she'll be returning next fall. The 6'3" outside hitter made the first team All-Big Ten team this season. Earlier this month, setter Sydney Hilly, libero Lauren Barnes, the defensive specialist Georgia Savita all said they'll come back next year. Outside hitter Molly Haggerty won't be returning. Instead, she wants to start a pro career. As for middle blocker, the 4-time first-team All-America Dana Retke, she has yet to announce her plans.
As the Beloit Snappers prepare to open their new stadium, they're introducing a new menu at their old stadium. New items include a short rib sandwich, a Kobe beef hot dog, a 9-inch Clement's brat, along with bratchos, which are brat nachos, and chicken street tacos. They're also offering some new beverages, including blueberry lemonade and taking a Wisconsin favorite, the old-fashioned, and freezing it. And if you want some of the baseball game's favorites, don't worry, they're still serving those as well.
Bring the family and not have to worry about where we're going to dinner or can everyone have something to eat. There's something for everyone. We really want to bring a premium experience on the food and beverage side to the general fan. Like I said, we'll have the normal popcorn, Cracker Jacks, peanuts, things like that you expect at a ballpark, but we want to really, elevate and take it to the next level.
The Beloit Snappers will have a home game on Tuesday, and they'll have the new items on the menu. The new stadium in downtown Beloit will open in the middle of the summer. Schmidt says the new venue will have 75% signature food concepts, whatever that is.
Yeah, it doesn't feel quite like baseball out there, but we'll have a final check at your first warn forecast in just a moment.
The lowest prices of the season sale at Ashley Home Store is here. Our hottest new looks are all on sale. Spring doorbusters are up to 60% off. Plus, take a bonus 10% off our furniture sale prices at checkout. And no interest financing for 3 years. Ashley Home Store.
Save big money on all of your projects at Menards. Provide your exterior wood surfaces advanced protection from sunlight and moisture with Pittsburgh paints and stains. Right now, all Pittsburgh Ultra stains are 11% off. DuraClean exterior paint and primer in one delivers superior adhesion to dirty, chalky, and glossy surfaces. Pick up a gallon of flat paint for only $27.49 after 11% rebate. Get 11% off everything at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Erectile dysfunction for men of all ages has become much more common. In fact, most men don't realize that 90% of erectile dysfunction is a direct result of broken down old blood vessels. This causes a lack of blood flow that is critical when achieving an erection. With our state-of-the-art technology, we're able to stimulate new stem cell growth right in our office with no pills, no needles, no surgery, and no pain.
To book your consultation and get back to natural functionability, call Peak Performance for Men today.
When 140-mile-per-hour winds come out of nowhere and try to wipe you off the map. When you look up and see sky where your roof used to be. When the power is out and stays out for 7 or 8 or 10 days. When the phone lines are down and the cell phones have all gone dead. you find out who your friends are. Because the worst brings out our best.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to completely resolve your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford. To see how much you could save, call now. 1-800-914-5837. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. After all, we depend on your success and offer a guarantee so there's no risk to call. Credit Associates. Live better, debt-free. Find out how easy it is by calling now. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know, call Credit Associates now and see how much money you could save for free. Call 1-800-914-5837.
Get the lowest prices of the season on appliances now at Furniture and Appliance Mart. Save as much as 40% off clearance and special buy appliances. Plus no interest financing for a year and delivery within 5 days. At Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley Home Store off the Beltline.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, the top baby names of 2020. The list is out. Is your name on it? We've got that and more news tonight here on the CBS Evening News.
Let's head over to meteorologist Gary Canaldi. One final check of the forecast, Gary.
Well, we're getting ready for some frost and maybe even freezing conditions tonight. A few sprinkles over far eastern Wisconsin will not affect us, but temperatures are already in the 40s to our east. Here in Madison, we're in the lower 50s, some middle 50s to our south and west where there has been a little more sunshine. Freeze warning in effect beginning at midnight for areas north of the Dells. The rest of us under a frost advisory from midnight through early tomorrow morning. Look for a low in Madison of about 32. High tomorrow, 56 with some clouds late in the afternoon. Some showers on Mother's Day Sunday, and then temperatures warming up later next week.
All right, Gary, thanks. We're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. The CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell coming up next. Stay tuned.